So, um, to get started off right out of the gate, let me bring up my notes. Um, yes, they're very crunchy. I apologize for eating them where you can hear them. Mm. I'm diabetic. My sugar's tanking a little bit, so I have to remedy that. Okay, so by the way, does anybody have any questions before we start? Um, I will take open questions for 5 minutes from anybody. Um, yes, Amber, I know it's crunchy. Um, I know it's crunchy. Um, okay, anyway, so does anybody have any questions before we begin with the evening edition? No, Julia. MTG. Yeah, I. She lives in Georgia, so um, Rick, you did not just ask why the Earth is flat. Please tell me you didn't ask that question. For that matter, please tell me that you're not a flat earther. Um, yeah, I'm gonna comment about that Ghost of Wu. Uh, just let me get to it in the evening edition. Um, you know what? No, this is gonna make whoever we bring into the live later. This is gonna make it funny. So, gosh, you guys are hysterical. I can't make it without you guys. I just want you to know. My life would not be at all interesting if I did not have you guys to interact with. It really would not be good at all. So, going into the Friday edition. Um, as I get, hi Howard, as I get my Diet Coke. I'm sorry for that noise too, Amber. If that noise was too noisy, I apologize. Oh gosh. Yes, I know. Okay. So, Friday evening edition. So, the first story we have is the five trans persons, five of our brothers, sisters, and siblings um, that are basically standing up to sue the Trump administration to block the transgender military ban. So Judge Reyes saw all through the charade, her words cutting through the noise. The ban reeks of hatred. It's complete bullshit. Um, and Defense Secretary Drunk Seth, Keg Seth, whatever, however the fuck you want to refer to him, I call him Drunk Seth. His mocking response to the ears of those affected, his appeal promising to drag this assault on their dignity through endless corridors. So, um, basically, five trans people who have been lifelong career military individuals have asserted that, yeah, Piss Tank Pete, have asserted, by the way, that they are going to sue the government over the trans military ban, rightfully so. Um, and from my assertion, um, um, huh. Hey, what's this? Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, so, oh, and there's Elaine. Elaine, you're coming in tonight, by the way. I'm just gonna tell you. This late, Elaine, you're coming in. I don't want to fucking hear it. So, um, so yes, there's five of our siblings, trans siblings, that are suing the federal government over the trans ban. Now, um, if it goes all the way up to SCOTUS, and I imagine it will, um, I think there is the possibility that it will get torn down, and that Trump will get overturned for that. The DOJ, so Pam Bondi, is uh, basically reaching uh, out to SCOTUS and asking SCOTUS to rule on whether Trump can use the Alien Enemies Act, continue to use the Alien Enemies Act, at the same time that another appeals court has since blocked Trump from deporting people out of normal channels, and he has also blocked Trump from sending people to El Salvador. Uh, Following normal channels, he's required to deport people to the country of their origin. So there's numerous stopgap blocks that have occurred now at the judiciary level against Trump for the shit that he's doing. And so the hope is uh, that that will continue to happen, and the judiciary will keep continuing to block him, which is an interesting fact that leads right into the next item, which is the judiciary is strongly deciding against Donald Trump. So earlier this week, Trump admonished to Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice to investigate firms that have cases against Trump and then investigate them and prosecute them to stop them from forwarding those cases. So one of those firms was Jenner and Block, and basically they're calling it an abuse of fucking power. And that stings like acid exposed to flesh. Jenner and Block's assertion is the Constitution protects against such suffocating attempts to muzzle citizens and lawyers from their scorching opinions and their damned associations and the clients that they represent. So, to put this into perspective, if Jenner and Block is standing up and saying, this is bullshit, you are violating the Constitution, we're not going to allow you to do this, that means that Lambda Legal, the ACLU, the SPLC, and all those other very progressive orgs are likewise going to fight back against the administration. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to find that Trump is going into a fight he can't win. He can't win from the side of the judiciary. He just can't. I mean, the judiciary is largely not going to side with the shit that he's doing. And the law firms that are pushing these cases, they're not going to bend a knee. Which I should point out, by the way, in addition to that, it just came out that the Columbia University president, the one who bent the knee over Columbia University policy following Trump's demands, the president, I believe her name is Catherine of Columbia University, she has stepped down and she's leaving that post. So, yeah, people are sick of it. So, yeah, Jenner and Block, they're going to. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're not going to be silenced. I'm sitting here talking to all you guys. It's not going to. Oh, you know what, Rick? I'm not going to swallow air tags. Those are bad. Hi, Techalone. How are you doing? Oh, and Pat Archer. How good to see you again, too. So, Jenner and Block, they're going to fight any attempt the Trump administration makes to silence them, or any court case that they take up against the government, basically against the government and against Trump himself. So, four other prestigious firms are writhing under similar lashes, though Paul Weiss and his firm broke under pressure, the sound of their surrender echoing a $40 million deal with the administration. Um, uh, the other firms are not going to bend over, and they're going to continue to fight. And I believe that that fighting is going to continue to get Lockhorn. Um, so, the scorching complaint um, landed on Judge Beryl Howell's desk, who, by the way, was an Obama appointee. And he is now wading through that case. And I imagine that he is going to side with the attorneys. Um, in this case, I really think that is probably going to happen. But here's the big thing. So, how many of you guys are fans of unionization? I'll wait a minute for you. Are we pro-union in this discussion? Marion, I'm happy to educate. So, pro-union, are we against unions? I happen to be a pro-union woman. I approve of unionization of yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so Trump signed an executive order this week to stop the unionization of federal employees and to block federal employees from collective bargaining. Um, so workers in 18 departments will watch helplessly as their hard-won agreements are shredded before their eyes. The White House will then justify this purge by painting unions as hostile obstacles that must be removed for national security. The weight of this order falls on the employees at Homeland Security, um, Defense, uh, State, Veterans Affairs, Treasury, HHS, EPA, and others. The AFGE union has since come out and said, we're not going anywhere. Trump can't wave his hand and make us disappear. The AFGE has already made a statement that they're not going to go anywhere. It reeks of political favoritism as it hangs heavy is Border Patrol, whose union-backed Trump, by the way, remains untouched. So Trump is playing favorites. So uh, the border agency keeps its union, but the other ones don't. It's fucking bullshit. Hi, Pia. How are you doing? It's good to see you again. So federal workers now face the harsh reality of shortened performance reviews, the end of paycheck dues collection, and being forced back into offices. Um, and so here's the thing. I understand that Trump is not pro-union, period. And the thing that I am really afraid of is that by predicating the elimination of unionization at the federal level means he's going to try to stop unionization nationwide. And if that happens, um, that's going to, from a labor force perspective, that's going to drag us back 30, 40 years. And I can't see that it's going to be good. Um, Trump is infamous for hiring people to do work for him and not paying them money, which means, you know, fuck unions, right? So when I read that, I was beside myself. Um, it just anyway. I carry him out piece by piece. Here's the thing: I want to hold him so that all of you can. But then somebody's gonna have to hold him so that I can. So who's gonna hold him while I hit him? Um, right. I'm a big girl. I'm about 6'6", and I weigh about 240, and I have really big hands. I have George Foreman size hands. I wish I didn't, but I have George Foreman size hands, and that's a lot of weight. Um, Yes, he needs a beating, a vicious beating. I completely agree. So I want to go back, by the way, to the lawyer thing. So uh, so Trump is trying to punish Jenner and Block, and the reason that he's punishing Jenner and Block is because of their ties to Robert Mueller, who impeached him. So it's basically revenge. We're watching revenge porn all over again. Um, and so security clearance in many of those attorneys' cases are going to completely disappear. Um, you know, lawsuits are going to be filed. Um, and although the Constitution protects them top to bottom, um, it doesn't mean that Trump isn't still going to try to take his revenge out on all these people. Wilmer Hale's complaint echoes the raw panic warning of extensive lasting damage that will bleed uh, entirely through the Constitution and change it utterly if Trump is continued to allow to attack law firms that he feels like are deserving of his wrath. And so we're all watching Judge Beryl Howell's chambers. Now, I should point out that Perkins Coie already won temporary relief in their case. So there's a faint flicker of hope that that Beryl Howell will rule in the same way uh, for Jenner and Block, and we'll just, it'll be nothing burger. Why Trump did it is completely fucking stupid, and it's fucking bullshit. So now let's swing back into the Supreme Court. So the Department of Justice has since um, requested that um, the Supreme Court judge the Alien Enemies Act issue. And so Boasberg's restraining order hangs over, um, like a huge weight on the chest of the White House. Um, the acting Solicitor General, Harris, has declared with almost religious fervor, um, that the Constitution allows it. The 1798 law uh, is far exceeding of where we are legally now, which means I don't really think that under the current law conditions, um, because we're not at war with anybody. We we haven't. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but we literally have not declared a war, actively declared a war, since World War II. Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, um, the Iraqi conflict, those were all military actions that were not actual declarations of war. So we're not at war. Trump can claim that we're in the war on immigrants that are in the United States, and there's a war on those immigrants. That's a war. He actually has to declare a war for the Alien Enemies Act to even be used. And so, yeah, Orange McShitburger is just talking out of his fucking ass. The D.C. Circuit Court's 2-1 decision um, basically said, no, you can't do it. So now, if all of that's going to land in Chief Justice Roberts' lap, and from my opinion, against what, um, if you look at the history, SCOTUS's history, I don't think that SCOTUS is going to rule in his favor because the Constitution implicitly provides a very clear path for whether he can use that act or not in this case. So I don't, I could be wrong. I mean, but I think constitutionally, there's no way that Trump can claim he's using the Alien Enemies Act. And even further than that, I want to be really, really clear about this. He's too fucking dumb to use that act. I literally think that Russell Vought and his cabinet and all the Project 2025 people are all behind him saying, hey, you need to use this, do this. And that's how that shit's playing out. I think Trump is too fucking stupid, too fucking dementia ridden to even understand what the fuck he's doing or why he thinks it's a good fucking idea. Somebody can completely and tell me I'm totally fucking wrong, and I will, yeah, he's a dumbass. He is a dementia ridden, trans-endemic ischemia suffering, which means he's about to have the big stroke, idiot that has no idea what the fuck he's talking about or how the fuck he's getting there. By the way, he shits his pants a lot. I mean, there have been reports of him shitting his pants and stinking up the room and everything else, and he's wearing diapers. So just, I mean, I'm not bad mouthing people who wear diapers. I'm just saying Donald Trump is a mixed bag of blobby bullshit that's about to fall the fuck apart. So, car tariffs. This is some shit. So, America's economic darling Arthur Laffer um, has published a yeah. My nose is just super itchy tonight. It's driving me crazy. I'm sorry. I apologize, everybody. I'm not normally this. I'm already not attractive. I apologize for being less attractive because my nose is being shitty. Um, so Laffer's numbers have come out and said that Trump's tariffs on all cars and car parts coming into the U.S. Really, really, Rick, really, um, have raised car prices to by $4,700 per vehicle. Uh, and the thunderous April 3rd deadline looms when Trump's 25% tariff hammer falls on foreign vehicles, trucks, and other car parts, sending an even larger, uh, an even larger number. That's going to irreparably damage the automotive industry in the U.S. It really is, and I don't get why it is they don't see that, why they don't understand that. Why did nobody listen to Reagan back in '86 when Reagan said, um, tariffs don't save the country, tariffs, are bad or whatever. Um, yeah, I don't get it. Um, so Trump's visions of cars made in one location clearly displays his inability to understand globalism and how globalism works, which makes me think he's probably listening to Alex Jones and he believes that the globalists are trying to chemicals in the water are making the frogs gay. Chemicals in the water are making the frogs gay. I don't believe this. Alex Jones believes this, but with the shit coming out of Trump's mouth, I wouldn't be shocked if he listened to Alex Jones and or he believed the shit that came out of Alex Jones's mouth. I would be shocked. I mean, everybody's heard that before, right? Chemicals in the water are making the freaking frogs gay. No, really, Ann, I'm not. Yeah, chemicals in the water are making the freaking frogs gay. Oh, yes. Um, will somebody in the chat please find on YouTube the video short of Alex Jones saying chemicals are making the frogs gay, and drop it in the chat so that Ann Smith can go and watch it so that we can educate her further. So yeah, I think the tariffs are going to fuck the American car industry, and it's going to be a fucking disaster. Um, I mean, it's not going to go well, and it's not going to end well in a way that anyone will be happy with. Yeah, I promise you not. I literally promise you not. Um, that's pretty much the evening update against the stuff that I was reporting. Um, so um, I want to share with you guys something. Thank you, Amber Wolf. I really appreciate that. Wait, Christy McNichol made you gay? Really? I don't see that. I mean, I don't see that any more than you know me wanting to have Aaron Gray's outfit from the 70s Buck Rogers in the 24th century made me trans. I wanted that outfit. I don't give a shit. I'm old though. Holy fuck. So I want to share with you guys a detail. Today, the depression really hit me really hard today, and I really had a hard time uh, managing my depression today. And so I started thinking about some things, and I broke out a book that. Hi, Evil Alice. Are you new? If you're new, this is your first time. Great. Thank you for joining. So one of the books that I have been reading um, is Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny novel. Oh, great, Alice. Well, here you go. Uh, uh, you should not have said yes. Um, anyway, so there's two books that I have been reading. Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny and Jason Stanley's How Fascism Works. And so I had finished How Fascism Works um, like a week and a half ago, and so um, I was just finishing up Snyder's On Tyranny, and they're both really good books. And so um, here is how here's what it is. Um, Starting tomorrow at 10 a.m., you're going to get three about 4,500 word articles from me, and the title of the articles, as a three-parter, are "The Death of Far-Right Politics and the Republican Party." And what I did was I did a columnar. So I was comparing 1930s German uh, political standing from not from the people, not from the leader. So not what Hitler believed and all the other, because we all know that already. I mean, shit, I've read Mein Kampf 2 or 3 times. It's very obvious, but I'm actually talking about comparing 1930s uh, German population to current era MAGA population. And the thing that sort of rings true is there are parallels between 30s Germany and current era MAGA um, believability standards and practices and dogma and everything else. And so I churned out this. I had to do it in 3 parts. It's literally about 16,000 words total. About this is where Germany was in 1930. This is where the MAGA people are now, and these are the parallels. And there's parallels. Um, but more importantly, um, on Sunday's article um, will literally talk about how it's all falling apart. And So I did another columner against, and I was referencing again um, Levitsky's "How Democracies Die" and Arlie Russell Hochschild "Strangers in Their Own Land." And both of those are good, really good novels. If you're paying attention, buy the books that I'm telling you to buy and read them. You will learn an ungodly amount of things that you did not know, and you will be much better informed. From Levitsky's novel, um, when economic anxiety is high and institutional constraints are weak, politicians can exploit cultural fears and insecurities to win support for policies that ultimately undermine economic interests of their own supporters, eroding that belief under them. So literally, MAGA can follow all of the shit that Trump does, thinking that what Trump is doing is good for them, and then those economic policies will erode from under them and drop the bottom out from under them, and then they're fucked. We're seeing that now. I mean, there's opinion after opinion after opinion after opinion of Trump supporter that has come forward and says, "I regret my vote. Can I take it back, please?" MAGA is going to fall apart. I mean, there's numerous signs that suggest this. The deep story of the right is about waiting in line for the American dream, watching others cut ahead, and feeling betrayed by the government that was supposed to protect their place in line. And the economic reality eventually forces a reckoning with that narrative when promised benefits fail to materialize. So right now, Trump hasn't ended the war in Ukraine. Trump hasn't brought down egg prices. Trump hasn't stopped inflation. Trump hasn't done any of the things that he said he was going to do. And that basis of trust is eroding under the ground that all MAGAs are standing on. Versus the rest of us that are like, I told you this was going to be fucked up. And, um, you know, this is fucking crazy. And so that erosion is going to drop the bottom out from under the MAGAs, and they won't be able to stop it. And what will that cause? Well, let me get to that. And so that will reach a point where political parties that become captured by their most extreme elements eventually face a reckoning. Either don't listen to her. If you hear my partner in the background, it's because she's playing Overwatch and she's getting her ass handed to her. Don't listen to it. Political parties that become captured by their most extreme elements eventually face a reckoning that will either evolve towards the center, where most voters reside, because let's be fair, center left, center right, dead center. That's where the body of voters live. Not far left, not far right, dead center. Um, and or accept permanent minority status in a democratic system. In other words, enough of MAGA will erode away that what MAGA is left is a tiny minority that won't be able to do anything. That's what I think is going to happen. The conservative movement's embrace of authoritarianism and conspiracy theories represents not strength, but a terminal decline. A desperate attempt to preserve power in the face of demographic and cultural changes that cannot be reversed and only accommodated. I hate to say it, I'm a trans woman. I am a demographic, and a cultural, social change that needs to be accommodated. Gay people, queer people, minorities, it was all the same, just one span of time versus another. You can't stop social change. Progressive social change just occurs. You can try to reverse it, but you can't stop it. And so what I believe that will do is it will drastically decrease the amount of far-right politics that occurs in the U.S. And the erosion of those belief systems will cause the MAGA mindset to erode away into nothing. Or maybe not nothing, but a very small minority. Now, I mean, look at Germany, the AfD. The AfD is literally, that was the remnants of the Nazi Party, and it's gotten a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, but it's always been a minority, and it always will continue to be a minority, despite Elon Musk trying to pump Germany up and incite the AfD to become popular again because he's a fucking Nazi, and we all know that, versus something else. But regardless, what I believe is that if things continue moving in the way that they are moving, that the MAGA mentality is going to erode away. Now, does that mean it's going to erode away to where there's nobody left that's a MAGA? No. There'll always be red hat wearing motherfuckers that think that America needs to be great again. That won't change. But will that number get small? Yes. History says that number will get smaller. Do I believe in the premise that progressivism means that we'll continually just evolve further ahead no matter what? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Rick. You know what? Here you go. Let's give Rick a second. Oh, you're killing me again, Rick. I can't hear you. Or see you, for that matter. That sucks. Gosh. By the way, I just wanted to tell everybody, for the next week's lives, I bought the cute little microphone to sit on my lapel, so my voice will sound a little bit clearer. I just wanted, I didn't use these tonight. I just want everybody to know that I have microphones now for the session, so that it'll go a little bit smoother. Gosh, so where's my girl at? Here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna try to get a couple of people. Elaine, you know I'm coming for you, right?
Oh.
Oh, there you are. Great.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I'm sitting here with my husband. We love listening to you.
Hey, Wendy.
No, don't love listening to me.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm a horrible person to listen to.
Say it again.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm Diet Coke in hand, so I think I'm doing okay.
Roger that.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, Elaine's gonna dodge out. All right, so first time live, so you can ask me any question that you want. I literally answer whatever it is.
My question was, the one article that has stayed with me was about the Schadenfreude.
Yes.
That is, to me, one of the most powerful articles that is applicable to what's happening right now.
Well, the whole Schadenfreude thing, and by the way, that's a German word.
Yeah.
The Germans gave us that word, and oh my God, I really, that was a little, well, okay, if you liked that, then you're really gonna love the shit that comes out over the next 3 days.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because the death of the Republican Party, I had a dream about it the other night or whatever, and so then I was reading the On Tyranny book, and the Understanding Fascism book, and so that's when it like hit me. I was like, oh, we're watching the death of the Republican Party. So here's the thing about that, and I've said this before numerous times. So here's another education lesson. So um, in England, Britain, you had the Iron Maiden, um, Margaret Thatcher. So after Margaret Thatcher left office, Britain went through this categorical shift. And so what happened there was all the far left politics eased back in, and all of the far right politics eased back in. So there were center left, center right, and dead center moderates, and that was it. And so that's the thing that I think that you are going to see in the next 3 or 4 years, is that all of the far right and far left political bullshit that we see now is going to do this shit. Because the political climate can't support it.
It almost feels scientific, like it's going to self-combust because you've got this negative and this positive that are going to like collide towards one another. And then what's actually going to come from it is what I'm waiting to see, what we're both waiting to see.
Yeah, my thing is, I believe that and I am cautiously optimistic about this, is that, everybody's going to get drawn back into the center. Now, here's the thing. So the Democratic opinion, the opinion of Democratic approval is down. It's going down because people want the Democrats to stand up and stop playing nicely, which I completely agree with. Stop trying to be the better person.
Stop pussyfooting around.
Yes.
Please stop.
Yes, exactly. No, I completely agree with you. While at the same time, the approval rating of the Republican Party is eroding away down to nothing because of that. And so here's what's going to happen. It's going to do this, and it's going to reach a point where everyone says, "Whoa, look, we need to back up a second." And when that happens, that's when this is going to happen. And then we'll get back on track. I think. But I ultimately, the whole Schadenfreude thing is, the situation is going to the point of convergence. When those 2 points come together, that's when we're going to hit the big reset button. And
I love how you outlined that just now, and thank you for that. And one quick thing that I love that you brought up was the Aliens Act.
Yes.
That Trump, it just seems like this orange doofus just doesn't understand anything except just actually taking a Sharpie and signing shit. Because and it's maddening and it's weighing on everyone's. It's like an exercise of insult. And
his intelligence level does not preclude an understanding. And then too, as others have said, and I have said this, I even said this in the Alien Enemies Act article that I wrote. He doesn't have a legal standing. We're not actually
in a war. Exactly. And that's what was so mind-blowing and fucked up, that he fucking did this. And I mean, was that the shoe that was supposed to drop? I'm still waiting.
Yeah, I mean,
as of really, everyone is.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he thinks, or the people that are behind him thinks. This is probably very true. The people behind him that are motivating him to sign all of these orders, understand that those can be undone while they try to motivate the legal change on the outside. And so, versus Trump, who thinks he can just wave his hand and make it happen. And that's the problem, is that, and I've said this before, executive orders can't change the Constitution. They cannot obstruct or otherwise change an existing law, and they can be reversed.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, Trump's first week in office, he undid like 50 of the executive orders that Biden signed.
Exactly.
And so, and why Trump believes that he can rule the country by issuing executive order after that's a sign of an individual that does not understand the process.
Yeah, and then I know it hasn't been brought up, but the people that are puppeteering him are, and forgive me for my lack of knowledge on this, but the Mandate 2025 is their outline, and they're just saying, oh, this is the next thing on the list.
Yeah. Basically, Russell Vought is a member of the cabinet. He is the author of Project 2025. It took me 4 days to do it. And let's be very clear, I read incredibly fast. I tell people this, I read between 10 and 15 books a month on average.
Wow.
While working a full-time job and while writing all the shit that you guys read every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's a little full anyway. So I dredged out the PDF of the Project 2025 manual. It took me 4 days. Doesn't normally take me that long, especially if I enjoy what I'm reading. I did not enjoy reading that. And so the 8-part pick apart that I did of Project 2025, yeah, was a recollection or total recall of everything that was in the manual. And yes, if you don't want to read the manual, follow I think I posted it at one time, the Project 2025 tracker. The guy that runs that is brilliant, by the way. And then comparative against my analysis, I guarantee you, yeah, Vought and those other idiots are just handing him a piece of paper. Here, sign this. Here, sign this. Here, we're going to do this next. Here, we're
that's what's so fucking maddening, because yeah, I perused some of it, but still I'm just like, okay, no one's brought it up lately. And the thing is, it's like this is happening like clockwork, and that's what's scary. And
yeah.
It's almost paralyzing, because do I try to do what you did? You took 4 days to look it over. And my husband's like, don't do that. You have too much work on your hands to.
No, please. Here's the thing. And
I'll refer to you then. I'll look for your article.
Here's the thing. I just tell the readers, look, if you have a question about something like that, tell me to read it. I'll read it, and then I'll disseminate it for you.
Do you have any questions for Wendy? No, okay. John is like so upset.
John, I'm upset enough that I have a 485-year-old sword hanging on this wall that I literally some days just want to pull it off, unsheath it, and go find the motherfucker and solve the problem for everybody.
I'll sharpen it for you, brother.
Well, Wendy, thank you. I don't want to take too much of your time, and I appreciate this, and I'm going to join you as a paid subscriber. So thank you for the opportunity. It means a lot to me to be part of your world, and being able to express my thoughts tonight to you. You are wonderful.
Thank you.
And so talented and so gifted, and giving us historical, real facts, the truth.
Thank you.
I'll sharpen it for you, sister. I misspoke. I apologize.
Yes, that's okay. Everyone does it to me, trust me.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for letting me speak and be with Wendy.
Okay, Elaine, you dodged me before. We're not going to do this again. You can't keep ducking me. You know I'm going to keep hitting you. Elaine, you just better accept it. Elaine, I'm just going to keep inviting you. You can keep dodging. I need to get caught up on the chat here. This is kind of crazy. Oh.
Holy shit, it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
The preview is like had it at a 90-degree angle. I'm figuring out what the hell is going on here.
Well, you're on with Wendy the Druid. You can ask one question, any question. I'll literally answer it no matter what it is.
Oh, that one's yeah, the whole Freudenfrei article. The piece in there that stuck out was just the inability to explain to most folks why you cannot get these people to accept the truth, see the truth, want to deal with the truth, look at it, etc., etc. Um, and all that's really good. And I think you're right. Eventually that stuff's going to implode. But the real challenge is these 2025 guys. They've had 4 years to like basically rehearse this. They got everything put together, and the speed with which they're executing on all of this stuff. The guy's tracker is awesome. They're 60. Last time I looked, it was 61%, and then this morning it was 67%. Um,
You can't keep dunking me like that. It's
I couldn't
wrong.
make it. I couldn't make it come up. It's kind of like the first time with a guy, it wouldn't come up. Took me a while to figure out why too. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, let's not talk about the first time I was with a guy, okay? Thank God I don't live in Texas where they hate dildos.
so
I live in Texas. It sucks.
You have to show an ID now before you can buy a dildo. What the fuck?
Well, my wife actually, as soon as they announced the Safe Act thing, she already went down and applied to get her name changed. She has to go back to her maiden name because she is not going to be able to vote.
Yeah, the voting thing scares me.
Yeah, I don't think most people, she literally the day after that broke, she's like, okay, fuck it, I'm going down to City Hall and we're doing the paperwork. Because she's had, what, 4 different adoptions? Yeah, she was adopted 4 different times. So she's got 4 different birth certificates that don't track the name. And that's going to make it an absolute nightmare. But what most people aren't realizing is when this thing gets passed, it's already passed the House. And it's just a matter of time until they take it up in the Senate. And when that gets passed, I don't think anybody's going to figure out that, like, the literal reading of it. Oh, it's not going to do this. It's not going to bullshit. It's going to do exactly what they're saying it's going to do.
Oh, no. He's just joking around.
Oh, yeah. I'm just joking.
Yeah. The government, they're not serious. It's just
yeah. We have fatally said, yeah, he's just joking around.
Well, yeah, and over the next 3 days, you get to read why I think him doing that is gonna. This shit's gonna happen.
Well, the thing that's so weird about it is, that stuff's not news to me. I didn't grow up in New York, but I spent a bunch of early years of my life in upstate New York.
Right.
And I remember when the Village Voice published the first interview with him that was in his office. He'd been doing the Barron thing and the call into the TV or the talk shows and all that, but nobody had actually interviewed him in his office. And the Village Voice got an interview with him, and they went in, and it was, the typical gold leaf crap and ornate woodwork and blah, 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 and all these bookcases and all this sort of shit. And he was going on and on. And this was during the whole rental issues, where the city was, busting him for not renting to black folks, et cetera, et cetera. But the really interesting thing about that article wasn't the interview. It wasn't that. It was the picture of the bookcases. And this is back in the film days. So the staff photographer takes the little shot of the office and all that, and he gets into the dark room and he's like, "What the hell? All these books are on the shelf are fake. They're just a wall of bindings that don't even it's dead up against the wall." But there was 2 books that were off the shelf, and they were not just off the shelf; they were on the side. They were dog-eared. They had more sticky notes in them and little notes jotted on the sticky notes. And the 2 books were Mein Kampf and Ayn Rand's treatise on why we should have the disabled folks executed and paid for their executions by the state because it deprives the owners of their rightful profits.
Okay. Before I make an opinion about this, I'm just gonna ask: is anybody in the chat or on the call a Rand fan.
You mean that's willing to admit it?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know,
Because
Wendy. This doesn't really seem like the place to admit something like that.
I'm just gonna say, if you're an Ayn Rand fan, what I'm gonna say is gonna probably bother you.
And it should.
Well, I have a reason. I have a reason why. So, I'll preface the reason why, Rick, and then you'll understand this. So, the reason that I have such a low opinion of her, for one, is basically member 37 of the Ayn Rand Institute uh, is a guy named Dr. David Barry. He lives in South Carolina, and he is a doctorate of music at a college called Converse College, which is in Spartanburg, South Carolina. How he's like member 36 of the Ayn Rand org, I'll never. Anyway, he was married to my ex's sister. So he was my
Whoa.
brother. He was my brother-in-law for a time. Yeah, and he is such a Randroid that he has a hand-drawn picture of her that was drawn by her sitting in his house.
Wow.
So the egocentrism of the whole Randian theory thing and the whole victimless crime bullshit, which I never understood. Like, okay, Dagny owned a building and he burned it down, and he was, charged with arson, and what that shouldn't have happened because he owned the building. There was nobody in it. It was his. He should have just been allowed to burn it down if he wants to, or whatever. Like that parallel. I never understood that. But anyway, so here's the
Well,
thing.
was he going to file a claim with his insurance company?
Yeah, exactly. Like, no.
It's not a
So
victimless crime if he's trying to, suborn
yeah,
fraud.
if he's trying to commit some illegal act,
Mhm.
right? So that's bullshit. But here's the biggest thing. So her focus on egocentrism, so driven, um, so driven by living in that space, and yet when she reached into her final years, she was on welfare and lived in public housing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shouldn't that just invalidate the whole fucking argument?
Mm-hmm.
You'd think.
Why do people follow that shit if she lived in squalor in the last 5 years of her life?
I always thought, I remember seeing him on the Mike Douglas show, if anybody remembers that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I was like in junior high or something at the time, and I'm sitting here watching it. It's like, this is the most absolute asinine bullshit I've ever seen in my life. And the audience is like, "Oh, she's so awesome and wonderful and all that," and it's like, good God. I remember, I read a couple of them in junior high and was talking about it with my high school English teacher, and he was like, this is really the kind of stuff that's really going to appeal to really insecure, like high school age kids, and it'll probably be the predominant reason why a number of them are going to go join fraternities.
Right. Right. I don't know. So, Mark, thank you.
Thank you. I need to bookmark your piece there and send it to my Aspie therapist because we were talking about this yesterday.
Yes, please do. And I tell this to all the readers. If you have a question, or you're curious about something, or you want me to do something, just send me a message.
Cool beans.
I just trust me.
Well, I
I'm
get the
fun
whole researching thing too. Yeah.
at, yeah, I'm fun at parties. Okay, so there we go for Mark. Oh, Elaine, you're giving me stuff, and I have to read it now, and it's crazy. I'm gonna hit one more person, and then we're gonna go. Rick, I'm gonna try you one more time here in a second. So, and I thoroughly love writing shit about Margie. Margie pisses me off so much that I love writing about her. And so I do it every day. All right, so Rick, here we go. I'm gonna try you one more time. Rick, your internet connection hates me. It just hates me, Rick. That makes me very sad. That makes me very sad. All right. So here we go, Rick. I'm going to. Um, yeah, there we go. So your first question was, uh, what does a revolution look like in 2025? It's funny you asked that. I actually wrote um, an article about that. Um, you know, drones and shit. Yeah, death by a thousand cuts. There are more people than there are drones in the sky. Um, so it's a numbers equation, pure and simple. Numbers equation, pure and simple. Who else do I want to pick on? Uh, I've hit all of my usual suspects. So we're gonna try two more, and then we'll turn. We'll turn for the night. Oh, you know what? I don't like that, Elaine. So I don't know why you'd get kicked out, Elaine. That's not. That's not. Are you having problems getting it up?
Yeah, but I'm not in Texas, so I can just go out and buy a dildo, I guess. I don't know. I'm in Kansas. I don't know what kind of dildo I could buy here. It probably have like wheat on it or something. I don't know.
um,
Okay. At the
right.
risk
So
of
you, yeah, the thing that you message, talk about that.
okay. First, look at your list of people that are on this live chat because I can't see it. I can't figure out how to.
Oh, you, and when you're in the live, you hit the little I button,
Yeah.
and then it will show all viewers and current viewers.
Yeah, I know. And when I do that, um,
The
it just
so
shows
it
me a number. It
the
doesn't
the
show
the,
me.
the top 14 are the people that are watching. If
Well, I can't see, but if there's a Brian of KC Clarity, you see him?
I maybe I do. Um, shit.
Maybe.
What's his at?
Brian at Brian of KC
Oh,
Clarity.
yeah, Brian of here.
Uh-huh.
Uh, here. Let's do a thing.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, let's do a thing. Um, let's do it. Let's do a thing. Um, here, let me get to the top and find where did you? Okay. Hold on. You know what? I'm just gonna here. We're gonna do this. Um, Brian KC. Uh,
I think he told me it's Brian of AC
Brian
Credit.
of
All one word.
KC. Yeah, KC. There we go. I'm gonna add him. We're gonna see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Wow, you mean there's another person that is half as awesome as you are?
He is a photojournalist who's been recording video at Planned Parenthood, well, for at least the 4 years that I've been back there doing stuff. He was in Topeka, Kansas today,
Right.
because there was a black mass that was um, being performed there by a group called the Satanic Grotto.
Yeah,
And
I know about the Satanic Grotto.
oh, you do? Okay.
Oh
They
yeah,
used to,
yeah.
they used to come out and clinic defend with us. They've gotten into other stuff the last couple of years, and um, anyway, the Kansas Reflector magazine had a video of what happened, but I wasn't there myself. But Brian was, which is why I wanted him to tell you what happened, because there were two separate attacks on the guy who was leading the Black Mass, the head of the Satanic Grotto, and one of them was outside the Capitol building, and the other was inside the Capitol building. And I guess what had happened is, in the beginning, when the group asked permission to do this Black Mass thing in the rotunda, Governor Kelly, Laura Kelly, said yes.
Right.
And she got pressure from Catholic groups and evangelical Christian groups and all this kind of, so she backed down.
Right.
So I don't know about the outside attack, because I was actually, believe it or not, trying to get something accomplished at work this morning. So I wasn't actually watching this while it was going on. I was just sort of, hearing here and there from texts. And but the inside um, incident, um, apparently this person that came up to him and uh, assaulted him was a young Catholic activist who has, um, I guess last summer, he called in a bomb threat before a pride event. His name is Marcus Schrader. I,
I've heard that name before.
mhm.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, he came in, and what was crazy is the Capitol Police were all over. You can see him in the video; they're all around, and they're watching this guy, and he's going up to Michael Stewart, who's the head of the Satanic Grotto, and
Right.
trying to grab stuff out of his, because he's trying to do this. And now, meanwhile, a shitload of Catholics are in the rotunda reciting the Rosary,
Right.
and yeah, nobody does shit to any of them,
Right.
but Michael was, I don't know, reading something off, and this guy kept trying to grab the paper out of his hand. And more than once, he's like getting up in his face, trying to grab, and finally Michael decked him. And I don't blame him. I mean, he really shouldn't have hit him, but the guy needs to learn to keep his hands to his fucking self. It's like the worm sniffers on the sidewalk on Saturdays. I keep telling them, if you go home and mind your own fucking business, I wouldn't be here screaming in your face at 95 decibels,
Right. No, because
But, mhm. But anyway, the police arrested Michael and didn't look like they were going to arrest this Marcus clown, although it turns out they did. They charged Michael and his group with unlawful assembly,
right.
and they charged Marcus Schrader with, I'm trying to remember what. That's why I need you to get Brian up here.
I
um,
look. I sent him an invite. I
I
really
know,
wanted to
I
hear.
know, I know.
Yeah.
Um, anyway, I'll have him. I'll have him send you because he's like a Substack virgin. I busted his cherry for him tonight. So that's so seldom I get to do that with a guy. Well, seldom he gets to do it with a girl too. Now that I think about it, but anyway, um, I'm trying to drag all these people off Facebook. I can't stay away from the place myself, but I'm doing the best I can. So,
Elaine, I have to tell
oh, and
you.
Astrid was there. Astrid was there.
Okay, so Asher was there.
Uh-huh. So,
We,
uh,
we need to have her back on. So I have to tell you, if I lost all of my followers tomorrow, just promise me you won't leave. You won't leave me.
a woman is asking me to promise not to leave her. What experience? Usually it's like, get out and stay out. Oh, she.
Oh, oh my God, my
No,
sides hurt.
no, it's just been this whole week has just been so. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that's why.
then don't go read the Helen
Yeah,
thing. Don't go read the Helen thing.
no.
The hell, I really, uh, I have pulled together about 78 to 96,000 words out of the 1,800 page manuscript.
Mhm,
And I'm furiously trying to piece it together. So I I have like three of them scheduled to go over the next week and a half.
mhm,
One of them is the recollection of one of my college girlfriends,
mhm,
which was a very formative time for me because not to relinquish the story, but basically um, she was my girlfriend my sophomore year in college, and she
mhm,
had a gay friend. And the gay friend, like the entire time that I dated this girl, would tell me shit like, "You don't really know who you are, do you?" And I ran into him like years later, and he was like, you know, I was barely trans, very queer, and
mhm.
he looked at me, he was like, "Oh, you figured it out, huh?" And I went, "Yeah, it took like 20 fucking years, but
Let's say, I'd say if you got any women from your early 20s who'll still fucking talk to you, you're way ahead of me.
I just, but regardless, so yeah, I would say like the three next excerpts that are coming
Uh,
are very are very esoteric. I'm just gonna tell you that like my that was my second college girlfriend, and she was a super goth, like white makeup, black lipstick, wore black all the time, had numerous ear piercings, the nose ring with the chain, the whole kit and caboodle. Yeah, I. And the sad part about it was when I dated her, I wanted her to put makeup on my face at the time. Like that's not a sign that you're gay, queer, or trans in any way whatsoever. Um,
let's
you know,
see.
yeah, right. So, but anyway, but yeah, that like the next three pieces, if I get the same, then yeah, I'm gonna bind it all up, make Miranda read through it, and I will just warn you, the first of my biographical works is slightly longer than The Great Gatsby. So if you hated reading The Great Gatsby, you're definitely gonna hate to read my book because it's longer than that.
Good to know.
So anyway, but yeah. It oh no, esoteric. I think it came out before that. I think the goth subculture was like the post-punk era shit wasn't that like 81? Robert Smith was not the beginning of the post-punk era. Susie Sue and the Banshees and those bands were what the fuck do I know? But anyway, yeah, bring a guillotine to a protest, Pia. Totally. So, oh yeah, I do certainly. So anyway, yeah, I you believe me, I know all about. I had a rough week the week before. I got fired from my job, and and by the way, I want to be very clear because I'm a trans person.
Yeah.
I was let go because I'm a trans person. Because being a trans person with another individual who did not like trans persons created a toxic work environment. Yeah, and so that environment was um, very unsettling, and so yeah, it was really hard to
No,
process.
I haven't ever I haven't ever officially come out at work. I work with a group of women. And I was just like, 17 years ago, I was like, no, we're not going to do this. We're just going to, 18 almost years ago. Now, I mean, I'm sure, you know, they have to know. It's like, yeah, with your short hair and never wearing a skirt to work and your Indigo Girls ringtone. Oh yeah, you're straight. So,
I don't
but
think
I'm not
I
going to tell them. That's one thing I'm going to keep to myself and not be judged for.
why should you have to?
What?
You shouldn't. You shouldn't have to. And for the same reason that I look, I, people ask me all the fucking time. Will ask me this. Yeah, peaceful. That was the whole reason. Like I was on a paid subscriber drive there for a little bit because I literally had lost my job, and so. But anyway, um, why should you? I can't tell you the number of times that people walk up to me and they ask me, "What's between your legs?" Why the
Your
fuck do
face
I
if
even
you're
have to?
lucky?
Why the fuck do I even have to answer that damn question? I
Hmm.
don't owe you. I don't know. I don't know you. I
Hmm.
don't owe you anything. And even if I worked with people I've worked with,
Hmm.
I've worked with 2, 3, or 4 years. They're like,
Actually, that wasn't the right thing to say.
"Do you
Next time
have
someone
boobs?
next
Do you have
time someone
boobs
asks
under
you
your
that, say
shirt?" Yeah, sure.
your mother on most nights.
Right. So, do you have boobs under that shirt? Yep, sure do. I mean, no. Uh, Peaceful and esoteric. That's read the trans person versus the Bible post. I experience that kind of transphobia every day. I guarantee you, if I walk outside of this house, I will deal with transphobia from somebody every time. Either it's a bad look, it's a stare, it's a you'll never be a woman, it's everything else, and it doesn't matter how much estrogen I'm pumping into my body or how, you know, much atrophy I've gained in specific areas of my body that they just don't.
You know what I think it is? I think women are just jealous of trans women because you don't have to put up with being on the rag every month for 40 years of your life. Jesus Christ! So
I,
it's
you
like
know,
you get to skate past all of that shit.
hey, right, date a trans woman. We never get pregnant. We don't get bitchy. We don't get as bitchy as cis girls.
Hmm.
You can do whatever. I mean, there's the whole litany of reasons why date a trans
Hmm.
woman. You'll have a better time. Um,
Yeah,
it's
or
yeah. I don't
menopause.
go through.
Jesus
Well,
Christ!
Pia, I have to tell you. I have to tell you. I've been I've been on hormone replacement therapy for 4 years.
Hmm.
Let me tell you, my estrogen levels are between like 300 and 400.
Hmm.
And there are some days of the fucking month where it's like, uh, so I mean, my doctor calls it perimenopausal or whatever,
Yeah,
or
that's,
para
That's
PMS, and
before, yeah.
I'm like,
That's before you're
oh,
into full menopause.
I,
Yeah, I had a hysterectomy when I was 43, and they took everything because I had endometriosis from the time I was 15, and I had PCOS. And then after they took everything out, they found out I
right,
also had fibroid. It's
right.
like doctors don't listen to you, you know? So, but yeah, before that, I had the perimenopause thing going on, and when they did the yeah, no shit. When,
Did
when
you see her
yeah,
comment?
hey,
Fuck
don't look at
Pia.
me, man.
I'm taking a picture of that. I'm using it now. I'm gonna take a picture of that, Pia. It's going in a post. You just accept it, okay? And I'm gonna call you out for it too, by the way, Pia. So it's coming. I said this. Pia made me say it.
Uh, anyway, yeah, they took everything but my cervix. I call it
Right.
the bridge to nowhere.
Right.
But yeah, it's been strange. But yeah, that's what I think the deal is with. They're not scared of you in the bathroom. They're pissed because you've never been on the rag, man. Now the dudes I couldn't tell you. They're just there's I swear to God, men that have problems with sexuality and gender identity and shit. It's like I know hardcore lesbians who think less often about pussy than these guys. I mean, like you guys spend so much time thinking about what everybody does with their naughty bits. How do you have time to do anything yourself? Oh
Yes.
wait, no woman would ever lie down with you. So,
Just do the shit to yourself. It's not hard.
hey, nothing wrong with Mother
Or I
Sis
don't
and
know.
her five
It's
lovely
not hard,
daughters.
or is it
Hmm.
Pia, this is what happens. You come into my live if it's late at night. Look, I can't be accountable for what frame of mind I am in, but I guarantee you, the woman below me,
Mhm.
I know she is. That's why I bring her in. Oh gosh, great. You know what? Just promise me we can always do this like 2 or 3 times a week.
A woman asking me to do anything 2 or 3 times a week. I mean, I do, see my ex 2 or 3 times a week, but I usually get a bye, so.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, now we're gonna bring it down.
All
Elaine,
right.
thank you, Elaine, always. I love you so much, Elaine.
All right. Bye bye.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Um, it's 10:47 here, so we're gonna wind it down now. So everybody take a deep breath. Um, as I'm boob flashing my audience. I'm sorry. Um, everybody, let's take a deep breath. I'll go through the regular spiel. Thank you, everybody. If you're a paid subscriber to the sub, thank you. Um, you're actually contributing positively to um, my growing employment situation um, and the situation of the writers who write for the publication. Um, good night, Rouser. Um, uh, very much you the same, peaceful, always. If you're a free subscriber, continue being a free subscriber. Consider becoming a paid subscriber. Um, I won't not say that. But regardless of what kind of subscriber you are or are not, I love you all. If you're in a safe space, continue being in that safe space and share alike with everyone around you. If you're not in a safe space, get to a safe space. Um, if there's something that I can do to help you, please contact me. I know people and I know things. Maybe I can do something for you. I would certainly try. But regardless of any of that, I want you all to stay strong, because I can't get through all of this without you guys. and I want to be here for you guys as well. So we all have to stay together um, as best we can. Um, so stay strong and good, and please, everyone, just be good.